Thank you very much, guys. I'm here with Bwipo. Let's just get it out of the way. To just want to say thanks, Mr. Broxah.
Absolutely.
All right, just say it.
Thanks, Mr. Broxah.
Okay, there we go for the internet. Now, on a more serious note, this was a very high-pressure game for you. First World, SOAS had been having an awesome performance so far, and you get to play, and then you see two G-Rex players approaching your top lane. So talk me through that and just talk me through your first game at Worlds.
So honestly, I don't feel like there was too much pressure on me. I think that most people are trying to compare me and SOAS, whereas, you know, we're both trying to win, and we're both trying to do what we can to actually increase the odds of us winning. So I think that rather than putting us against each other, we should be added up together if possible. And the main reason I played today is not because he had, because of his performance, because it was absolutely amazing, right? He's been playing extraordinarily well for both games on stage and practice. It was more that we felt like this game was the most appropriate to put me in so that I could be ready for the later stages of the group stage as well as best of 5 if we get there. That said, when they approached my turret, I was calling caps, you know, maybe you can TP, you know, can you back off, maybe look for TP, and then as soon as they went for it, I realized, wait, this is really bad, like it's really free, and then I started laughing a lot, so I feel kind of bad because it was really bad.
I mean, you turned around the gang. It was like a freeze frame moment, but you did great. Now, I do want to talk about kind of maybe the challenges you guys are going to face going forward. I noticed in the playoffs in EULCS, sometimes there was a bit of over-eagerness with you and the team as well. So I'd like to know what you, as a top laner, are focusing on within this Fnatic lineup at Worlds.
So the first 2 games we played here at Worlds, I actually learned a lot from, especially the second game, because I feel like once we had that glimpse of hope after winning the fight against IG, we kind of threw it all away on the Baron, right? So I feel like that's something that I recognize myself in. This is exactly the type of play, the type of mistake I would call for. So seeing my team make that and realize, you know what? If I'm in the next game, at least I understand now that that is something I can avoid, because it's a mistake I've made millions of times, unfortunately. But I learned from it, and I feel like next time I get to play on stage again, I should be able to avoid that kind of situation and ride the win home after we come back.
Well, you are growing every time we see you on the big stage. Final question. Of course, that big blemish so far is the IG game, especially with the expectations of Fnatic. How are you going to make sure that you beat them in the rematch?
Honestly, I feel like if we shore up our weaknesses in the early game, we should be able to come back, because I feel that despite our huge goal deficit from the early game, we were able to climb back into the game a little bit. It didn't look that way because we threw it away within the next minute, but I feel like if we play the game a little slower after that fight just before the Baron throw, people would have like realized that, you know what, Fnatic could have come back in this game. But I feel like the over-eagerness caught us there and unfortunately threw the game a little bit. But we've been talking about it, we're fixing these issues, and honestly, I think if we come into the mid-game with a 0-0 score, or at least like a 1 to 2k gold deficit maximum, we should be fine, as long as we don't in too hard early.
Okay, well, fantastic. Always so awesome to hear from you.